guys, welcome to Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what your life purpose is. Now, please keep in mind your life purpose does not necessarily have to be your career, alright? If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can contact me on my email ID or Instagram. All the details are given in the description box below. So for today's reading, we have this clear crystal for group 1, black crystal for group 2, and this orangish red crystal with some black specks in it for group 3. Pause the video, meditate on these, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box. So make your selection and let's get right into it. Hello group number 1. So for those of you who chose the clear crystal, let's find out what your life purpose is. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and your life purpose does not necessarily have to be your career. So from the tarot cards, we have 10 of Swords, the Moon, 3 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. I'm getting multiple messages, so take whatever resonates. For a lot of you, I feel like you're at the moment stuck in a situation which is not taking you anywhere, and you know that too. But you're refusing to get out of it because of some fear that you have attached to perhaps the outcome. Alright, now that that's out of the way, you guys have really been through a lot, group 1. A lot with the 10 of Swords over here. Perhaps you grew up in a home environment which wasn't very ideal. You witnessed people fighting around you all the time. With the Moon over here, I'm also picking that you're the sensitive ones in the lot. So you're very sensitive. A lot of you might be empaths. These things affect you way more than they affect other people. So if you grew up in a troubled home, you might have noticed how it was affecting you more than it was affecting your siblings. Maybe they didn't really care that much. You also did not get very good friends in life. You might have been picked on. You might have made wrong choices. People whom you thought you could trust turned out to be snakes, essentially. And that just kept on bringing you down. And it got to a point where you felt like it was a never-ending darkness and that you could never get out of it. Things have started to look up for you, no doubt, with the 3 of Wands over here. And you can see the switch from darkness to light over here. But I don't think that you're yet the best risk takers that are out there. Because you've been through so much, you are now, you plan the heck out of everything. Now, you don't do anything unless and until you're very, very sure of the consequences. And the reason is that you don't want to put yourself through any more hurt. You're happy being, I wouldn't say that you're happy being where you are, but blindly trusting people, taking risks, following your heart, essentially, that is just something that you don't do anymore. Your life purpose, group 1, involves helping people who've been through similar circumstances. Your life purpose involves helping people to gain a new and different perspective on things. People who perhaps are on the brink of giving up on life, and I don't mean it, like ending their life or anything, but just who are in a lot of sadness, who are in a lot of despair, who are grieving, who are scared. Your life purpose involves helping them shift their perspective. Why? Because you've been through it yourself. You know what it feels like. You might be the kind of people who, when you walk, you're randomly walking in the street or you're at a store or whatever, just by looking at someone, you're able to tell that they're going through some shit. And you're the kind of people who know this fact that you never know how much effort it must have taken for someone to just get out of bed and make it through the day. So you're always very kind. And you have to be. Being an empath can sometimes feel like a curse, but for your case, group 1, it's a gift because it helps you understand people better. And then we have higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So you've been through it. You've experienced this thing. So you know what it feels like. You're very compassionate. I feel like whatever happened to you, whatever you went through, whether it was a troubled childhood or difficult relationships, fake friends, people picking up on you, cheating you, deceiving you, you lost your innocence at a very young age, group 1. You basically grew up overnight. This whole concept of everyone being good and everyone being sweet and nice, that thing stopped existing for you way before it ideally should have. So you really did mature a lot. And looking at this, it makes me feel like because of whatever you've experienced, group 1, perhaps you've started looking older than your age. And it's an effect. When someone has suffered so much, it starts reflecting on their face. And I think that that's what's happening to you at the moment. Then we have bully. So what bully tells me over here is that I'm getting 2 things. 1, there might have been a point in your life where you had started bullying people because that's something that you had undergone once. Maybe you were bullied at school or at home by your elder siblings or perhaps even some friends or whatever. And maybe for some of you, you thought that that's what normal is. And, have you heard of this thing, broken people break? So that might have been a mindset that you slipped into once upon a time. I don't see you doing that anymore, honestly. Now, your life purpose involves helping people around you whom you notice being bullied or being, people picking on them uselessly or playing on their emotions and things like that. And it won't be difficult for you because you can tell by looking at someone that they need help. And Moon over here tells me that the people you will be helping in this life won't be asking for it. In fact, they won't even be telling anyone what they're going through. But sometimes you will catch them looking at you through pleading eyes. Then we have rat. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Now this again takes me back to the first scenario that I had told you with the bully card over here, that when you were bullying other people, when you were being uselessly mean to other people, something in you told you to stop it. Because a voice inside of you told you that this is not who you are. This is what you hate. You hate this, so why are you doing this to others? And now a core part of your life purpose is to never switch from being who you truly are, never changing yourself for anyone or for anything. If they like you how you are, the whole take it or leave it thing, that's very important now. Because these people who are suffering and need your help, when they see how powerful you are in your very being, you won't even realize it, group 1, but you'll basically be feeding them confidence energetically. Looking at you being yourself and owning who you are and not changing yourself for anyone will give confidence to these people who are suffering silently. that they don't have to take this anymore, that they don't have to keep on suffering just because that's what's pleasing somebody else. All right. So let's see what else over here with these. So first we have nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. So a lot of you might be chefs or training to be a chef or even a home chef. You like cooking in general. So there's something you can do in this aspect. You don't necessarily have to make a career out of cooking, but feeding people, feeding the homeless or poor, or making meals and then taking them to a shelter home, something like that. Creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So now this again can be anything, any form of creative expression. Doesn't necessarily have to be writing. Any creative thing that you're good at. And you don't necessarily have to be good at any creative thing. This is general reading. But whatever it is, go ahead and do it. You know you want to. And with the Hanged Man and the Moon, you don't have to let anybody else dictate your actions, basically. If expressing yourself creatively is central to your soul purpose, then you need to go ahead and do it. Whether it's on a grand scale or not does not matter at all. Even if it's on a very miniature scale, it will work wonders for your soul. Let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desire. So I think this fits well with the very first thing that I told you, that there is something that you are stuck in at the moment which you don't want, which is causing you hurt. You don't really want it, but you're choosing not to walk away from it. But you need to do that. You need to let go of whatever this situation is that isn't serving you. It can be a romantic situation, career, living in a troubled environment. You're scared to go out there all by yourself, whatever the case is, but it is time to detach from this fear and not just keep waiting there for something to change. You have to create that change. And this over here is a message for you from your future self. Dignity. Hold your head up high and know the unicorns are supporting you. This, I think, aligns very well with the whole rat thing and the creative expression, that after whatever it was that you went through, it might have taken a strong hit at your dignity. There might have been a point in your life where you did not respect yourself. But that has to change. You need to live with dignity. And first, you have to be something in your own eyes. And trust me, your life purpose is all about helping people who are going through the same thing that you've been through once in your life. No matter what happens, I can see people over here pointing fingers at this guy, but he doesn't care. He knows he's above all this. He knows he's above them. So you need to start realizing this, Group 1. That people who are hating on you, bitching about you, troubling you, picking on you, you're above them. They do not deserve your time and your attention. They don't. And neither does the situation wherever you are. And when you walk with your head held up high, I cannot stress on this enough. It will do wonders for these people whom you're supposed to help. And like I said, you won't even be realizing it, that you're you won't even be consciously aware of it, but just the way you carry yourself and you live each day with positivity, it'll help them. They will take inspiration from you. That if you can make it out of the darkness, they can do that as well. All right, Group 1. So these are all the messages that I have for you today. If you liked this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Share the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Group 2. So for those of you who chose the black crystal, let's find out what your life purpose is. Now, please keep in mind that this is a general reading and your life purpose does not necessarily have to be your career. All right. So from the tarot cards, we have Temperance, 8 of Wands, the Fool, and Page of Wands. All right, immediately from Temperance and Eight of Wands, I'm getting that your word has a healing touch to it. Just the way you speak to people does wonders for them. People might be coming to you for counseling, so it can be something like that. And it does not have to be professional counseling. That's not what I mean. Just someone to hear them out, basically. You're a natural healer. You might be a light worker, lots of you. Maybe you're aware of this, maybe you aren't. But of course, you might have noticed how for every huge or small thing, your friends or your family members or people who are close to you, you're almost always the first one that they come to whenever they need someone to talk to, or whenever something's bothering them. And just by talking to them, you're able to calm them down. You're able to help them arrive at a conclusion. I don't see you giving them the answers. No, you assist them in getting there. So you're like that angel who isn't directly feeding you with the answers, but you help them get there. And just something about the way you look or the way you carry yourself, but most importantly, your speech is very healing. The Fool and Page of Wands over here have very similar energies. First of all, whatever it is that you want to do, you must always do it. The good things, of course. That is very central to your life purpose. I do see you as being a bunch of hopeful people. I'm not picking any Debbie Downer vibes over here. You guys are very enthusiastic. Anyway. But what the Fool and Page of Wands over here indicate is that in this lifetime, group 2, you must always march to the beat of your own drum. That is very crucial to your life purpose. Nobody else basically should be telling you what to do. You must only do what you feel is right and what you genuinely feel like doing. No matter how twisted the idea might sound to somebody else, that should not affect you. And with the Temperance over here being present as your first card and then the Fool and Page of Wands, what this also tells me is that this is the kind of advice that you should be giving to other people as well. And maybe a lot of you already do this, and some of you will go on to do this. You will be encouraging people to live their life on their own terms, basically. So a lot of you, your life purpose basically is to be the cheerleader that we all hope we have. That one cheerleader who's always there rooting for us, supporting us, telling us that it is okay to do what you feel like doing. All right. Then we have Ascension. Move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. So this again fits very well with the Fool and the Page of Wands. Remember how I said that you must always march to the beat of your own drum, and this is similar to it. Notice how 𝐼𝐸 𝐏, just looking, every time I look at this face, I'm like, this guy knows who he is and what he wants. Now, of course, I don't know much about him, but just by looking at his face, I can tell you this much, that he has this surety. Then we have Trickster. So Trickster over here again says transcending conventions, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. I think for a lot of you, your life purpose will be very different from what might be conventionally expected from you. Breaking barriers, doing things that are different, no matter how absurd the idea might sound to other people. For a lot of you, this can be your career. I did give that warning at the beginning of the reading that it does not necessarily have to be your career, but for you, group 2, I'm getting that with the Fool and Trickster over here. you might choose a career for yourself that's not very conventional. And through that career, through the work that you do, you will be helping people. You will be touching many, many lives, meeting a bunch of people, talking through them, raising the awareness. A lot of you might also be earth angels. I just got that. And just looking at this, another message that I'm getting is that if someone does not agree with what you feel is right, you can just say bye and walk the heck out of there. You don't have to invest your time and energy in such situations and such people who don't believe in you. And honestly, Group 2, I don't even see you as being the kind of people who need people to believe in them. You're not. You are your own cheerleader as well as everybody else's. So you don't really care whether anybody likes you or not, or they see you as a fool. You don't care. You couldn't care less. And the fact that these two aren't facing each other tells me that you don't care for other people's opinions. Once you've decided what it is that you want to do, you turn your back at all the hate or all the opposition. Then we have Gray Squirrel. Find new ways of solving problems. There is a lot of freshness. Your intuition might also be supporting you in this a lot. Your third eye chakra is on fleek. You're very innovative. You are a creative spirit with the Page of Wands over here as well. And because you have such a fresh perspective on everything, you don't really blend in Group 2. In childhood, people might have picked on you for the same, that you're different, you dress different, your sense of style is very different, but it's just unique. A lot of you might be Aquarians. It's just who you are. And I remember this dialogue from the movie Wonder, that you're not, you can't blend in when you're meant to stand out. So that's the thing with you, Group 2. Your life purpose involves rising above everybody else and shining and helping everybody else ascend as well. All right. Then we have career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So for a lot of you, you are taking a leap of faith towards something which is different from what everybody else has been doing. You've either already started or switched to a new career, or you're contemplating it right now. Animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance, as the animals are part of your life's work. The fact that the squirrel over here, being an animal, has this third eye chakra lit up, so of course, you don't have to be pet owners to be animal lovers. I'm sure you all know that. But your life purpose does involve helping animals out. So if you can help with their adoption or take care of them, through their shelters, visit them, feed them, play with them, whatever it is, give money to any charity associated with helping out animals, things such as that. Then we have music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So, okay, one message that I'm getting with the Page of Wands and now this music card is that a lot of you might be into music. You create music, new music. And with the Temperance over there, a lot of you have been contemplating creating meditative music. So you either listen to a lot of meditative music yourself, or you're planning on creating some, similar tracks. So if you are, then this is Spirit's green signal basically to tell you that yes, you can make a career in music no matter what everybody else says. Support. Your life purpose fully supports you, which is why I said for you, Group 2, your life purpose can be your career. And no matter how extraordinary it is, trust that it will always support you. And if finances are something that concern you, then you don't have to worry about it. Your life purpose will financially support you as well. This over here is a message from your future self to you. So for that we have freedom. Let the unicorn set you free. This is fantastic. Group 2, you guys, your sole purpose is basically not letting anybody else's beliefs limit you. You are limitless. Please know that, Group 2. You have the freedom to do whatever it is that you feel like doing, knowing that not only is it going to support you, but in that process, in that journey, you will also be reaching out to a lot of people and helping them. The music that you make, for instance, will reach a lot of people and help them. Maybe the lyrics that you create are very motivating. That's just an example, and you don't necessarily have to become musicians. But this is a general reading, so take what resonates. But know for a fact, Group 2, that the work that you do, something creative, something different, is your life purpose and will prove to be, in the long term, very healing for everybody else that comes in contact with you and with your work. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you today. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So for those of you who chose the red crystal, let's find out what your life purpose is. So from the tarot cards, we have Page of Swords, the Chariot, Strength, and the Sun. Wow. So we have 3 major arcanas for you over here, Group 3. Immediately, the message that I'm getting is that, okay, first of all, what this is telling me about you, Group 3, is that you guys are very, very confident and very sure of yourselves. You're not the kind of people who need anybody else's opinions. Once you've made up your mind, once you know what it is that you want, then you just go ahead and get it. You don't stay still till you get what you want. The Sun over here is telling me that you guys are very lucky as well. You guys are very powerful manifestors. You always get what it is that you want, what it is that you go after. You might have been the kind of people who in school or college stood up against bullies. Someone who actually had the power to command a crowd. You might have taken a lot of leadership roles since a very early age. You have the habit of cutting through bullshit. You have zero tolerance for it. Zero tolerance. And it's sometimes really intimidating for other people. You might have noticed how even though it wasn't your intention, you might have noticed that people have the tendency to be intimidated by you or scared of you. You might have noticed how people don't really approach you very easily, or they might have told you after they became friends with you that they thought that you weren't really, that they were scared of you, scared of approaching you and things like that. A lot of you might also be suffering from the resting bitch face syndrome. And as is the case with it, you might not even be aware of it. There's just something about you, Group 3. I mean, this lineup is very powerful. You have the ability, Group 3, to restore balance and happiness in people's lives by standing up against whatever it is that's troubling them. You're the kind of people who bring about changes in the society. You're the kind of people who make sure that everybody realizes that something that's been going on for a really long time is now redundant and needs to go. You're the people who bring in change. You might have been rule breakers, and not because those rules were, and not because you disrespect rules, but simply because those rules were stupid and needed to go. A lot of people look up to you, Group 3, whether you're aware of it or not. A lot of them hero worship you. You might have had fanboys or fangirls in school. Again, like I said, whether you know it or not. But you you do stand out from the crowd. The sun over here, just your light, group 3. You naturally attract a lot of people towards you. And these are the people who could really use someone like you in their lives. Your life purpose involves instilling self-confidence in people who are lacking it. It involves helping people realize that they don't need any external source of strength, that it is within them. You can go on to be life coaches also, a lot of you. Maybe some of you are already in training to be a life coach. But I mean, this is fantastic. You're the rebels. You don't tolerate things which you think are unnecessary. And you help people realize that. In fact, I'm getting that it irritates you when you're the only one who's taken notice of how pointless something is and everyone else is just mindlessly doing it. So then you're the first one to speak up and against about it. And you might have noticed how when you take the lead and start speaking against it, then everybody else joins in unison. So you're basically that leader, group 3, which the world could really, really use right now. Because there are a lot of things in our society which are pointless and useless and maybe, yes, were needed at one point of time, but are not anymore. But no one's doing anything about it. And now, here you come to set things straight and to help people understand that the things that have served their purpose can leave now. Thank you very much. Then we have Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So like I said, once you make up your mind about something, you don't need anybody else's agreement on it. You know what you want, you go after it. And this is the same wisdom, the same inner strength, inner wisdom that you help other people realize. They see you as being very wise. You know, naturally when someone sees somebody like you, group 3, like moths to a flame, people get attracted towards you and come and ask you for your opinions, for your take on something. You might have noticed how if something has to be said to the boss, your colleagues push you to say it because they don't have that kind of confidence that you have. You also have a very smart way of presenting your ideas. You know what you're doing, basically, group 3. Then we have Artist, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So, of course, some of you might be creatively inclined, but all of you don't have to be. This is a general reading. But I see you painting the society with a much needed fresh set of colors. You know, like how there's this old boring wall and you're a graffiti artist and you just go there and you do your wonders on that wall and transform it, and then the next day everybody else comes there and they're like, oh, wow, look at that. Those are the kind of vibes that I'm getting for you, group 3. You're here to paint this world in a fresh set of colors. Things that are dull, have served their purpose, need to go, and nobody knows that better than you. You might have often gotten into arguments and troubles in your workplace as well, simply because, not because you disrespect your boss or not because you don't think anything of your colleagues, but because you cannot simply accept things which you know are pointless. You can't. So you're the one who asks why. And not a lot of people like being asked questions. That's true. Not everybody else is used to having their pre-established authority challenged. But you're here to do just that. Do you get along with your boss, group 3? Then we have Swan. Demonstrate grace and majesty. So you are very majestic. That is straight up coming from the Chariot and the Sun. But Just look at this. This is so beautiful. You don't argue. You're the kind of person who can win a debate simply by having their hands inside their pockets the whole time and just standing there in a very casual manner. And by the end of it, the other party knows that they've already, they've lost. What did they say? They came prepared with a full speech, and you just stood there casually with your hands in your pocket and, like, your neck to one side, and you just said 2 sentences and game over. Wow. Then we have school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. This, of course, can represent higher education if there's something that you want to pursue. Central to your life goal, it can be, studying political science, international affairs, things like that. Things that can give you a career in fields of leadership and areas which can help bring about a change in the society. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So a lot of you already know what you want to do. You're perhaps just seeing this reading to get some more confirmation on the same. So whatever it is that you're doing right now, group 3, or whatever it is that you've planned on doing, it aligns very well with your life purpose. You don't have to sidetrack now. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So people come to you to ask for your opinions. Maybe you don't have a lot of people whom you can go to. So when in doubt, you can turn to spirit and your angels. Family. Loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So please keep that in mind. I can already tell you that down the line, you will be super worked up with bringing about a change in the society through your work. Please make sure that you have ample time for your friends and family as well. This over here is a message for you from your future self. Wishes. Be careful what you wish for, as one wish will be granted. So what this is telling me, group 3, first of all, is that you guys are very powerful manifestors. Whatever you wish for will come true, which is why it is very careful to make sure what is it that you're feeding your energy to. Don't wish for anything adverse. Don't wish for anything ill upon anyone. Don't wish for anything out of frustration. So make sure that you are very consciously diverting your energy only into those things that you genuinely are interested in and want for yourself. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Share this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.